G'day folks, on today's Obstacle 101 we're going to be looking at the tyre flip obstacle, which will generally show up out on course when you least expect it. So I'm going to give you the rundown on the best technique to ace this obstacle. Coming face to face with one of the Spartan tyres can be quite ominous, but have no fear because I'm going to give you 4 steps to follow for taking down this beast. We're going to be looking at the start position, the drive, the catch and the push. Setting a solid start position will really lay the foundations for a strong and powerful tyre flip. Because this obstacle is very much a power and strength based obstacle that requires the whole body to produce force, not just the arms and not just the legs by themselves. So what we want to do is when we approach the tyre, we want to work with a nice wide stance using a sumo style deadlift. And from there we want to get as close in as possible whilst maintaining a strong and solid posture. This is going to improve our lifting mechanics and also minimize the chance of us rounding out and hurting our back in the process. So, wide stance, hinge at the hip with straight arms and reach down and try to find the best grip possible. Half the battle with this obstacle is actually finding a good grip. So really force those hands under, hunt around and get those hands all the way under the tyre. That way you'll maximize the grip. So, hinge at the hip, reaching down, hunt around and really get yourself anchored in before you lift. Before we lift the tyre and move into the drive phase, take a big breath in, lock the shoulders tightly into the body and then tighten up that posture. Next, drive your feet through the floor, keeping that chest up, moving to full extension and then shrug and rise right up onto the toes at the top. Really, this movement happens pretty quickly and quite explosively. So, aim to get that tyre moving first, accelerate, and then move into an explosive triple extension at the top. This is going to transfer a lot of force into the tyre as well as get the tyre as high as possible, which is going to make it very easy for the catch phase. Once I've driven that tyre high enough, the third step is to catch it. Now, essentially this happens really quickly, but 2 things go on. One is that I drop my body so I can get low enough to catch the tyre. The second is my arms and hands move to catch the underside edge of the tyre. So from that top position, I drop down and then bring my hands up so that I can catch that tyre. So as I demo, I set myself up in my sumo stance, big breath in, drive and drop. So this is all about getting that tyre up and high enough with the drive so that we can turn ourselves under to catch. So from that top position, pull yourself down, dropping onto the heels and pushing the hips back, rolling those hands underneath that edge to catch that tyre. So one more time, driving up and catch before we move into the last phase. Once we get to here, the hard part is over. All that's left is the final push. So keep leaning into the tyre, drive with the legs, push with the arms, and then step forward and let that tyre fall over. Now the tyre flip is a multi-attempt obstacle, so you can have as many shots at it as you like. Also, you've got to stay on the tyre that you start with. So I can't do one flip on one tyre and then change to another. I've got to stay on that same tyre. Remember to also ask the volley how many times you need to flip the tyre before you move on. Of course, if you stick to this game plan, the tyre flip obstacle will become an absolute breeze.